So, Trump election attorney Sidney the Kraken Powell pleads guilty in exchange for probation and her full and complete, truthful, honest testimony at trial against, as needed, her 18 co-defendants, including Donald Trump, including Mark Meadows, Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Jeffrey Clark, Kenneth Chesebro, Jenna Ellis. She's going to have to testify against all of them. What's one thing that she's going to be required to testify that I'm very curious about? On December 18th, 2020, in between Election Day and January 6th, there was a meeting in the Oval Office. Rudy Giuliani made arrangements and snuck some people in to meet with Trump. Who were those people? I think Giuliani was there. Sidney Powell, who's pleading guilty, was there. Former National Security Advisor.
Yes, welcome back. Sidney Powell betrayed Trump. This is a major news and it is concerning. I have seen how Libras are melting down that it is done. In 2020, I saw the major role Sidney Powell play, and to wake up to realize what is going on is very surprising. I have a couple of videos I'm going to play so you can see the kind of jubilations going on with Libras. It clearly tells you something. Never you trust some of these people. She stood up, defended Trump, but now and say, oh, I will not die in jail. 6 years probation and some few coins to pay has actually led her to take up these decisions.
Was Sidney Powell accused of that she just admitted to doing?
Well, John and Kate, there are two parts to what she is admitting here as part of this misdemeanor plea deal that comes with quite a lot of stipulations, including her having to testify at future trials against people like Donald Trump. Those parts are essentially that she previously had been accused in this case as taking part of the racketeering conspiracy. So that's very likely something that she would be testifying to. But what she's pleading guilty here in this case in Fulton County, Georgia, is related to Coffee County, that rural county outside of Atlanta, where there were voting machines, and she was accused of being part of a group of people that were hacking them. So this is a misdemeanor deal.
Yeah, that's right, Kate. It's important to remember who Sidney Powell is. She's one of Donald Trump's closest loyalists. She's somebody who Donald Trump has claimed he relied on her advice to proceed in his effort to try to steal this election. This is a major breakthrough for prosecutors, potentially a devastating development for Donald Trump, because what's going to happen now is Sidney Powell is going to testify for prosecutors in Georgia. And presumably, she'll also be prepared to testify for Jack Smith in his federal case in Washington, D.C. She's not indicted in that case, but she's listed as a co-conspirator in that case. She's going to be able to provide insider information that could be really devastating towards Donald Trump.
That is not all. Take a look at some of these videos, how they are jubilating on social media.
Donald's done. His goose is cooked. When he's sitting down to the jail cell in the federal prison, somebody might eat that goose. Somebody might eat that goose. Our Trump lawyer, Sidney Powell, has pled guilty to 6 counts of conspiracy to commit intentional interference, performance of election duties in the state of Georgia. This is a seismic break in the case against former President of the United States, Donald John Trump. There's so much that has been put on social media attacking Atlanta's own Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. But when I tell you her approach to doing what needs to be done works, this is evidence. This is the absolute nail in the coffin, and all hope has gone out of the door for the former president of these United States, Donald John Trump. I am reinvigorated at the hope of true justice for all being applied fairly under the law for even the most prominent and the most influential, and I won't say wealthy, because that's not what he is clearly, of us.
And this just in, Trump's lawyer, Sidney Powell, has just pleaded guilty. in the Georgia election fraud case. And this is huge news because it means now that she is going to testify, if asked, against Trump. And
Sidney Powell has pleaded guilty in the Georgia election subversion case 1 day before her trial was set to start. As part of her guilty plea, Powell is admitting her role in the January 2021 breach of election system in rural Coffee County, Georgia. With the help of local gov officials, a group of Trump supporters access and copy information from the county election system in hope of somehow proving that the election was rigged against Trump. To liberals, they say Sidney Powell is to play a role for Trump not to run again. I don't know how possible this is. Going down with this article, Foote County prosecutors are recommending a sentence of 6 years probation. Powell will also be required to testify at future trials, write an apology letter to the citizens of Georgia, pay nearly $9,000 in restitution fines, and turn over documents. Trump, a co-defendant in the Fulton County case, does not appear in Powell's plea document and was not mentioned at the brief plea hearing Thursday. After the 2020 elections, Powell had padded conspiracy theories about purported fraud and false claims about millions of votes being flipped in a global scheme against Trump that involved Venezuela and other foreign powers. You can see clearly what is happening here. Sidney Powell flee. It is actually something I didn't expect. If people could flip on Trump, not her. I don't know if this is already done. She is now the second person in the spring recapturing case to plead guilty. Bar Bossman Scott Hall pleaded guilty and agreed to testify at future trials. Powell admitted taking actions after the 2020 elections for the purpose of willfully tampering with election ballot markers and tabulating machines, and with the intentions of taking and appropriating information, data, and software, the property of Dominion Vote System corporations, according to new court filings. She is also admitting to hiring a data forensic firm and signing its employees to Coffee County so they could unlawfully access government computers with the purpose of examining personal voter data with knowledge that such examination was without authority, according to the filings. So, this is what is going on. I want to know your opinion pertaining to this, if this will actually prevent Trump from running and how this can affect Trump. I want to know because sometimes when I look at a situation like this, I'm limited. I really don't know what to say at this level. It is so disappointing to see how someone you trusted can come one day to turn against you. I don't know what is happening here. She's avoiding jail terms. Reason she is doing this. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. And if possible, please share out this video.